What's up guys, Jay Walia here and welcome to yet another exciting installment of Pura Vida. Now, we've seen some whiskey reviews, we've seen plenty of cigar reviews on Pura Vida, but today, it's a rather interesting one right here. I am at the opulent Savini Ristorante Italiano in Kuala Lumpur, and today what I'm going to do is slightly different, alright? I've got 3 cigars that I'm going to pair with 3 different cocktails today. So today, it's all about pairing cocktails with cigars. Yes, it is a special episode. The cocktails are courtesy of Savini's themselves, and the cigars that we are going to be pairing these cocktails with are from the Roberto P Duran line. So, you know what? I can't wait for this, so let's just jump right in. So the first cigar on our list today is of course the Roberto P Duran signature line. It is not a super strong cigar, it is a very refined smoke, it's a very smooth smoke, and those cigars usually tend to pose a challenge because you need to find a cocktail that complements the nuance, the soft flavors of cigars that have, you know, slightly more lighter tones on the palate itself. Cigar lit, the Roberto P Duran signature line in La Punta, but I'm just missing the cocktail. I gotta get my drink on. Okay, cocktail in hand, alrighty. So what is this exactly? Well, this drink is called the Godfather. Ballantine's blended whiskey in it. It also has Italian amaretto, crushed ice, and citrus. I know what you're thinking, citrus usually does not pair very well with cigars. But the citrus here is only on the rim and just for decoration. So what happens is, as you go down to drink your cocktail, you're getting a waft, a scent of citrus that's just clearing out your nasal cavity and very refined, very nuanced flavors as well. So on the amaretto, you're getting a slightly nutty flavor profile, slightly almondy, right? Of course, that's what it is. And the whiskey is sort of bringing everything together, is rounding it off. So the strength is coming mostly from the Ballantine's whiskey that's in here itself. The orange doesn't really affect the flavor profile, but it of course affects your sense of smell, and that gives a very nice play on what you're tasting as well. It's a very creamy smoke, it's very woody, and it's got a very sort of nutty undertone to it as well, which is why it makes it perfect to pair with the Godfather right here, because you know, all of these flavors go with each other. None is trying to stand out over each other, but they complement each other really well. It's like a really tight hug. You know, the fact that that is cold, the cigar smoke, of course, you know, you like nice cool smoke, but it's got slight warmth to it as well. So all of this juxtapositioning of textures, of temperatures, of flavors on the palate, really what they're essentially doing, they are waking up your senses. And to me, great pairing right there. Marriage made in heaven. So our next cigar pairing with our cocktail, this is the Roberto P Duran Barbacoa in the shape of Toro. Now this is a slightly more robust cigar, it's a larger cigar, of course, you know, you're getting slightly more earthy flavors from this. So what cocktail would go really well with this particular cigar? Well, shall we find out then. Alrighty, got my cocktail here. Now this is the Espresso Martini. Classy looking cocktail, you know. It's got great interesting things that have gone into this. You've got vodka, you've got frangelico, you've got Kahlua liqueur, Monin syrup in it as well, and you've got espresso coffee, yes, fresh espresso. It's quite sweet, it's got a nice sort of a roasted coffee flavor to it that goes really well with the earthy, woody, very creamy flavor profile of the Baracoa itself. And the Baracoa has a certain sweetness on the finish, which is of course complemented by this. And of course the nice frothy foam that's on top of the espresso martini, you know, it just sits and lingers on the palate very similarly to the smoke of the Baracoa as well. Wow. You know, the finish of the espresso martini, you know, you're getting that slight sort of Kahlua liqueur, you're getting a bit of the vodka, you know, that is just, it's just a little bit of the vodka bite, you know, but when you pair it with the cigar, you're getting a very nice rounded flavor altogether. It's really adding to the experience, I must say. To me, this pairing works really well, whether you're a guy or a girl, you know, they say like gin and juice, it's just like coffee and cigars. Perfect combination right there. I'm in heaven. Salud. And for our final pairing, we have the Domazan White Robusto Extra. Now I chose a slightly longer stick because our final cocktail is of course a long cocktail. It's served in a high glass, in a tall glass as well. Now this particular cigar's got very soft undertones. It's very buttery. It is to me my favorite cigar from the entire RPD line itself. You know, it's very soft. It is very bold flavors, but it's soft. It's very buttery. It's very nutty. It's got a very nuanced spice. And what does that mean exactly? You know, you don't get as much pepper in the flavor profile. You get more of sort of the woody spice like cinnamon, cloves, and the likes of that. There is a great level of sweetness in the cigar as well. So what cocktail would go really well with this? I guess there's only one way to find out. I need a drink in my hand right now. Okay, and just like that, I got me drink. Now this is called the Casanova. Very romantic name there, and it will seduce you, okay, because it's got a whole load of different sort of liquors that have gone into it. You know, we're kicking things off with dark and light Bacardi rum, followed by gin, and of course you have the addition of Tia Maria in it as well. You know, it sounds like a lot of alcohol, then it's topped off with some soda water. You know, you're probably wondering, whoa, is this gonna hit me hard? Why are you pairing a cigar that is light and buttery together with a cocktail that has so many different liquors in it. So the addition of the dark rum sort of gives it a very caramel undertone, so that sort of covers the burnt sugar sort of sweetness. The white rum gives it sort of a smoothness but adds a kick to it. The Tia Maria just adds a whole different nuance to the flavor as well, so it sort of wakes up the palate. And there's also the addition of macerated cinnamon stick. Now the cinnamon has been macerated in Havana Club rum, so you know, got 3 different types of rum working in this drink right here. Now what the cinnamon is doing essentially is just imparting a very light spice onto the palate, which is very similar to this cigar as well. So it's really a marriage made in heaven right there. The soda water does a lot to temper the drink, and a little fizziness right there, it cleanses the palate as well. But you have the addition of the gin that gives it a slightly bitter undertone, a slightly vegetal, a slightly herbaceous undertone. But the cool part about this drink is it's got a very rounded mouthfeel. It's viscous on the mouthfeel, it's thick. Very similar to the smoke of the Domazan White Extra, Robusto Extra, sorry. You know, thick, lush smoke. The sweetness lingers on the palate, the sort of butter undertones linger on the palate as well. And when you pair it with this, the fizz from the drink itself, it just cuts through that richness. You know, you're getting a nice balance of, you know, cold and warm, you know, spice and sweetness. You're getting very brilliant flavors on the palate itself. So that is the reason why I decided to pair the Domazan, oh wow, the alcohol is really kicking in, huh? The Domazan White Robusto Extra together with the Casanova. Salud. There you have it, 3 luxurious cocktails crafted expertly by Mr. Bartender himself right here in Savini's Ristorante Italiano, and 3 different cigars that we also paired together with the cocktails themselves. So next time you're in around the neighborhood and you're wondering, you know, I feel like having a cigar and a cocktail today, don't be afraid to experiment and to try with different flavors, and hopefully this video helped you out in deciding what you're gonna enjoy for the night itself. That's all from me, Jay Walia. I'll see you guys at the next installment of Pura Vida with more exciting cigar, whiskey, wine, beverage, cocktails, you name it. If it's about enjoying the finer things in life, you can definitely find it here. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Life's like music, it's no better.